For those of you I haven't met before, my name's James. I'm a director at Smart Recruitment, where I've been for the past 15 years. But for the purpose of today, I'm the founder of the Candidate Coach, which is an online leading coaching platform for job seekers, which we launched in late 2019. So getting close to 2 years now, and the product's reaching the point where we feel it's quite mature, and we're really ready to take it out to market and to share with a lot of organizations who are really looking to improve their candidate experience in a dramatic way. Today, dramatically improve your candidate experience. Hopefully you can see that on your screen now. And I'm not afraid to use the term dramatic here, because I think actually what we're doing at the Candidate Coach, it is quite dramatic. We want to make a significant difference in the impact of all of our clients with their candidate experience. So today, and I've cut this hour-long presentation down into 20 minutes to force myself to show you the best bits. So what we're going to do in the 20 minutes is go through what we think the problem is. I'm then going to show you what the solution to the problem is. I'm going to give you an example of how it looks in one of the solutions we've provided for one of our clients, and then I'm going to show you the impact that it has. I'm not sure if you can see my screen or not, just the way my screens are looking, so please type into the chat function if you can't, but I'll trust that you can see my presentation unless I hear otherwise. Okay, so the problem. Well, we're going to look at two audiences who have a problem here. The first one is job seekers. The first problem for job seekers is that where do they actually go to get results? If you are a job seeker in 2021 and any time before this, where do you actually go to get advice? If you are looking for work and you're not quite getting there, you're not quite landing the job, where do you actually go? I know certainly for me in my career, when I've had family members and friends come to me to help them find work and to help them prepare for finding work, it takes a lot of effort. And there's no sort of single resource that I would point them towards and say, hey, this is where you need to go to find the help that you need. Recruiters like me, talent teams like many of you, we can't help everyone. We don't have the time or the resources to help everyone. Resume writers do a really good job at creating a great resume, but for many candidates, the block for finding work is not about their resume. It's maybe their interview performance. It's where they actually go to find work. It's how they approach work. It's their attitude. It's all of these other things. It's not just simply a resume. And executive candidate coaching is very expensive. If you want to go and get some one-on-one job seeker coaching, it is cost prohibitive for most people. So in many ways, that leaves job seekers with the option of Google. They can go onto Google and they can type in what they think is the right term to help them prepare to better find work. But there's a layer of confusion there, because if you read an article written in America about writing a resume, is it relevant to Australia? And you've got to go to multiple sites and multiple sources to find this information. So we created the solution here for job seekers, which is candidatecoach.com.au. It is a one-stop website where job seekers can go and get access to everything that you see on the screen now. Video coaching, resume templates. They can practice pre-employment assessments, download interview questions for their industry, checklists, live webinars, articles and blogs, and a whole lot more, which I'll show you in a moment. And job seekers can go there, and for $99 at the moment, they can get access to everything that you see written on the screen for $99. I'll come back to that in a moment. But the second part of the problem is for talent acquisition teams. The second part of the problem, and this is a big problem, is that we do genuinely want to actually help all of our candidates. We want to help all of our candidates, but we're just not able to. We can only give a really good candidate experience normally to those that actually get into the funnel. So those that actually make it into the process. We are just too busy to. We do not have time to help everybody. Only those top placeable candidates get the assistance. You might have somebody going for an interview with a line manager and you know that their resume is a little bit weak. So if you tweak it with them, they'll get the job. Or you know that a particular line manager asks certain questions. So we coach the top candidates to get the job, but the other huge number, and for most organizations, it's around 97%, we can't help them because helping them actually gets in the way of doing our job. We can't make the placements. We can't meet our line managers' requirements if we are spending a lot of our time coaching and helping candidates that we aren't going to be able to place at the moment. It stops us from doing our job. But the problem is we really, really want to be able to give meaningful assistance and a great candidate experience to 100% of our applicants, not just the top ones. So we know, we can see the statistics here, and I'll probably show you some things here that many of you have seen before, but for many organizations, the numbers are really quite scary here. The numbers are really quite scary. 72% of candidates who have a negative experience will tell others about it. But if we look at the positive though, 81% will share a positive experience. So if we do it badly, people are going to tell everyone. If we do it well, the same thing's going to occur. So there's a big difference here between doing it badly and doing it well. Likewise, negative candidate experience will cause 69% of candidates to never want to work with you again. Now, I don't know about you, but in 2021, we are facing the tightest war for talent we've ever seen. And just because we say no to someone at the moment, that doesn't mean that we're not going to want to hire them in 6, 12, 18 months when they've got a little bit more skill or a little bit more experience, or next time maybe they are the leading candidate. If they've had a bad experience with it this time around, guess what? It won't matter next time, because 69% of them say they will not work for you again if they have a bad experience. So there's a real warning here. But then on the positive side, a good candidate experience makes candidates 38% more likely to accept a job offer. 38% more likely. So again, we've got a big difference here between doing it badly and doing it really, really well. And if you want, I'm happy to share these slides with you so that you can share these with other people in your organization. What's the best thing that you can give a job seeker? Think about that question for 10 seconds. What is actually the best thing that you can give a job seeker? It's a job. That's what they've come to you for. They're looking for a job. But as we know, we can only give around 1% of candidates what they actually want. So what's the second best thing that we can give a job seeker? Then therefore, what is the best thing that we can give 99% of the candidates who are coming to us? Well, it's help. It's help getting them a job. And now we're going to move from the problem into the solution. So the solution that we're going to show you today is a customized candidate coaching platform. When I say customized, it is presented in your brand. We build it for you, and the end user receives it from you. So actually, what is a candidate coaching platform? So when we design the platform, we want it to be the premier leading platform that has the best resources all under the one roof for a job seeker. So first of all, we have 12 video coaching episodes. We've added another 2, so that's actually up to 14 now. This is real live coaching, and I'll show you who our coaches are in a moment. Videos that can be watched in order, they can be watched on demand, they can be watched now, they can be watched at 2 in the morning. It's accessible when the job seeker needs it. We have downloadable resume and cover letter templates that we've created that job seekers can easily fill in. So there's no need to go and spend $150 with a resume writer. Download one of our templates and fill it in yourself. We've signed an agreement with a pre-employment assessment provider, and they are allowing us to put their assessments on our website so job seekers can practice their skills. They can get the results themselves, and they can understand how they fare with that particular test. We have downloadable interview questions, which we work with each of our partners to have relevant questions based on the type of work that they do. So job seekers can get real live questions that they're going to be asked in interviews. We run live workshops twice a week, and I'll expand on that a little bit more in a moment. We have downloadable checklists. So if you've got a video interview coming up this week, you can download our checklist to make sure that you've done everything in advance to prepare. And we have articles and blogs. So this is the core structure of the website, and this is what we released the candidate coaching platform with in the early days, but we've made some significant additions to the site over the last 2 to 3 months. But firstly, these are our video coaches. You'll see their names on their screen now. Many of you might know some of these coaches. We've got a really good mix here of agency and talent acquisition. In each of the coaching episodes, we normally hear from everybody that you can see on the screen there. So if we're talking about resume advice, each of the coaches gives their 2 cents on what they like to see on a resume. If it's interview preparation, if it's how to negotiate a better salary offer, we are hearing directly from recruiters in Australia who are working in the market at the moment, their advice from behind the scenes for job seekers on what they need to do. So we're really proud, I guess, of the diversity of recruitment backgrounds that we've got here, everything from entry level through to executive, agency, and talent acquisition. So some of the new features that we've released over the last couple of months. We are running workshops, 2 workshops a week. So that's our August workshops. As you can see there, we're up to the last one, which is tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm running a job seeker masterclass, but we run 2 workshops every single week for you. So we run over 100 job seeking workshops for our clients every year, 2 a week. This keeps people coming back to the platform. They're live workshops. They're not pre-recorded. We have an interactive chat function that you can see on the screen there where people can ask questions as we're presenting. This has been extremely popular for people. We used to run 1 monthly, but now that we're running 2 every week, the worst case scenario for a job seeker is it's 3 or 4 days until the next workshop. But job seekers are really, providing a lot of great feedback here that they're really enjoying this. And we run this in your branding for you. We've also added a page of resources specific for executive candidates. So a little bit of the feedback early on was platform's got wonderful resources, but maybe it's aimed a little bit towards entry level. So we've got 6 resources here on a senior and executive page, including a video, which is probably the most relevant piece of material here for executives because it gives executives great advice if they haven't been looking for work for some time. And I don't know about you, but when recruiting for executive roles, a lot of candidates might not have looked for work for 15 years. And they expect perhaps that because they've had a successful career, then they're just going to walk into the interview and it be known. Where the reality is it's still a very competitive process. They have to do the small things well. So we've got a whole range of material there for senior and executive candidates. We're particularly proud of our partnership with the Black Dog Institute. Throughout our workshops and throughout our coaching, we hear lots of stories from job seekers who feel like that gentleman in the picture. That is how looking for work makes them feel. Our identity is so tied into our employment that when we don't have employment, we can often feel like we're losing our identity. So we've partnered with the Black Dog Institute and we have a page of mental health support resources that are specifically designed for job seekers in mind. So those resources include a video, and I'll show you the video in a moment. We won't play the whole thing, but it's presented by Dr. Sarah Barker, who's a workplace psychologist specializing in mental health in the workplace and looking for work. And we've partnered with the Black Dog Institute to be able to provide a range of other resources here to help job seekers, particularly when they're looking for work. All right, so how does it actually look? Okay, I'm just going to close down my presentation screen. Okay, so what you should actually, let me just stop and start to make sure I'm sharing the right one. What you should see on your screen now is the platform that we have built for Medibank Private and AHM. This is their candidate coaching platform. My screen is quite wide. It's a wide screen, so you might see a little bit of extra white there. And there's some scrolling images at the moment that don't necessarily play that well over Zoom. But first thing that you'll notice here is it's branded for Medibank. We have branded it for them so that when they send job seekers or anybody to this site, the first impression a job seeker gets is, hey, this is from Medibank. This has been provided from Medibank. And the line that we use is the Candidate Coach, powered by Medibank and AHM. We can scroll up and down the page here. I won't do this for too long. We've got access to all of the resources, or we can go along the top now as we will, and I'll give you a quick sneak peek into what each of the resources look like. So we always start off with the video coaching because that's a central part. And so you can see here, we've got all of the episodes. So we start off with episode 1, what you need to know before you begin your job hunt. Episode 2, we talk about attitude and mindset and why that's so important. We then move into resumes, cover letters. We've got 2 episodes on interviews, how to continue impressing after the interview, how to negotiate salary, how to resign in a proper way, and so on and so forth. So these videos are great because you can watch them all in order, or if you've got a job interview tomorrow, come and just watch the episodes on job interviews and be really well prepared. As I mentioned before, we're running live workshops. So if we click on the live workshop site, this is where the job seeker will come tomorrow. Medibank's job seekers will be here tomorrow at 10 a.m. and they will watch the workshop on this page and they will interact from this page. The great thing is the whole time that they're watching this workshop, they're doing it in front of the Medibank logo. So they are feeling like this is something that Medibank is providing me, which is really different to anybody else that have applied to work is providing me. These workshops are amongst our most popular pages on the platform. Skipping through some of the other content quickly, we've got resume templates. We've also, that again, I said you easily download and you can fully complete. We've got interview questions. Here for Medibank, you can see we've got 12 interview questions. Everything from, we've got quite a few health ones naturally because they regularly recruit health roles, nursing roles, administration. And so if we download one of these interview questions, again, it's dual branded. So these are the common health administration interview questions. And on the bottom of every page, we have the Powered by Medibank logo. So there's dual branding on every page there so the job seekers are aware. Here's the executive page that I mentioned before. So all the resources here to scroll up and down the page for executive candidates to have access to. And also our mental health support page. So to give you an example of what a video looks like, it doesn't play very well over Zoom, but if I click play now, it loads up, and as we call this video, how to look after your mental health while looking for work. And if I skip along a little bit, we've got Dr. Sarah Barker here. And it's a great video because she really normalizes the fact that it's okay to feel different and not feel at your best if you're looking for work. So she talks about why we feel like that. She talks about what are some of the things to do, as it says on the screen there, how do I know if my mental health is slipping? And then she goes on to talk about what you can do to maintain positive mental health when you're looking for work. So what are some of the resources available? What are some of the things you can do within your life to do that? As I mentioned before, we have an agreement with a testing provider. So you can go online here as a candidate and you might want to test your attention to detail or your customer service, or you might want to test your first aid skills. You click the link, you take the test, the results come to you as the job seeker. So you get a really good understanding. And we've got access to 350 tests here that we customize for you to make sure that your site has what you need on it. We've also linked for Medibank to their careers page. So if we click this link here, it takes the job seeker back to Medibank's careers page. As I mentioned before, we've got downloadable checklists. These checklists are really popular. So for example, if you've got, say, a video interview checklist coming up, you download the checklist here, and it literally is what we call it. It's a checklist. You check off all the things you need to do to prepare. It's branded by Medibank. And we've also got a specific video here. So you can click here to watch a video, how to prepare for a video interview. So we cover off on that video interviewing particularly strongly. We've then got blogs and a contact page, but I won't go through all of those details. So coming back to the presentation, we launched the site for job seekers, but we've quickly learned that it can be used for so many different purposes. Yes, naturally, job seekers is one of them, but it can be used internally. If you've got a colleague that's going for a promotion, share your candidate coaching platform with them so they can best prepare for the interview. If you're letting people go or moving them out of your organization, internal staff training, assisting students, graduate programs. We're speaking to Medibank as well about they're likely going to send it out to their customer base as an offering to their customer base. Here's a service that we provide. We build you a website. Where you use that link is up to you. So kind of anywhere that you can think of. And they're our first 5 clients, which we're really proud of. Obviously, some well-recognized brands there. So the 2 most common ways our clients are sending this out at the moment is firstly as part of the thanks for applying email. So you get the thanks very much for applying for a job with us. While we have a look at your application, we'd love to share our candidate coaching platform with you. Click here to access it. The other way of sharing it, and you can do both if you like, is when you're rejecting candidates. You can reject candidates by saying, we're really sorry you didn't get the job with us, but to thank you for your time, we'd love to provide you to access our candidate coaching platform. That's what we've done at Smart Recruitment. So I want to share with you an email, and I'll give you a moment to read this. We only started sending out this email within the last week. So we're very much beta testing it, but we have built a custom landing page on the candidate coaching platform as well. And what we found is that around 10% are clicking this first link and 11% are clicking this second link. So in total, 21% of candidates. So it's not a huge number, but you think about how many thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of candidates you are rejecting every year. Imagine if you could share something with 21% of them. So when we click on this link, let me show you where it takes you to. I've got to jump out of my screen again. So it takes us to this particular page here on our Smart Candidate Coaching platform. I'll click play, but it doesn't play particularly well again over Zoom. But this is Martin Rosenberg, who's the Managing Director of Smart Recruitment. And this is just a 60-second video of him saying, thanks for applying for a job at Smart. We're sorry you didn't get the role on this occasion, but to thank you for your time, we'd like to provide you to all of this content here at the Candidate Coach. Yes, it's a pre-recorded message, but it is so much more powerful than sending out a blank email that 10,000 other candidates are getting, which really means very little to most of them. So let me share with you the impact. I have got as many quotes as you would like, and I'm not going to read through all of these. We have got so many quotes from people who have attended our workshops, who have been on the site. I get lots of emails sent through from our existing clients on feedback that goes directly to them around some of the benefits that they've received. The one quote I would like to read out to you is from Jackson Stace, because Jackson actually used the Candidate Coach personally, and then we partnered with AFCA to provide it to AFCA employees and AFCA candidates in their brand. So he used it individually and then was thrilled to hear that his organization was partnering with the Candidate Coach. So essentially the Candidate Coach, it is a fully serviced, interactive 24/7 job seeker platform in your brand. And key to it is that there is zero upkeep from you. We do it all. We did not want to come to you with a solution and say, hey, this needs 2 hours of your input every week. You don't want that. We need your assistance with the initial branding. Once we launch it, we do everything for you. It is all done. All right, let's talk pricing, because I know that you want to know how much this costs. So a corporate subscription package depends on the size of your organization. So we start at $1,200 per month and we move up to $1,900 per month. So for that, you get a fully co-designed, co-branded, website, at least 10 pages of content. So those 10 pages of content down the right-hand side there is what's included at the moment. But we don't stop there, because we run 2 live job seeker workshops for you every week. That's 8 a month, close, if not over 100 live workshops on your platform run for you a year. We automatically update the content for you. We automatically add any new content. So we don't have a special, add-on package. You get everything that we provide. And we provide you with quarterly reporting on site traffic. So we want to keep ourselves accountable. We want to show you what you're getting for your money. We want to show you what your ROI is. We come back to you every quarter with a report saying, this is how many visits to the site. This is how many to the page. This is how many videos have been watched. Now, the uniqueness with the Candidate Coach is we are only partnering with one organization per industry. So Medibank, we're not partnering with another health insurance provider. Optus, we're partnering with, so we're not providing with another telecommunications provider. We want our clients to have this unique access to the Candidate Coach that their competition doesn't have. So if you're sitting there watching this at the moment and you're a gas and electricity company, you're a bank, you're a council, you're any of those other categories, and we've only got 5 so far, so there's many categories available. This is your opportunity to partner with us, because once we partner with you, we will shut out all the competition, because we want this to be a great point of difference to you. Alrighty, so that's the end of the presentation today. I get pretty excited and pretty passionate and talk pretty quickly. I'm just going to jump in here because I see that there's been perhaps some questions put through the chat. No, it's just yes, hello, great idea, feedback. All right, so if you do have any questions, I'm happy to stay on the line. I am more than happy to also give individual presentations. So if you think you'd like to take a greater look at the Candidate Coach, and there's other people in your organization that should see it as well, I am more than happy to give you a more detailed demonstration than what we've done today. I've flown through it all pretty quickly, but if you're interested after having this little taster, please get in touch. There's my contact details on the screen now. I would love to go through with you and your whole team how it works, what's involved, what's it look like, get a bit more into some of the content. I'll also share on our candidate coaching page some of the links to actually some of our sites, so you can actually go on there and see it yourselves. Potentially you might even be interested in jumping on one of our workshops. So our next workshop is at 10 o'clock tomorrow. 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and you can get on there and see some of the content. But I'll stop talking for now. We've nearly hit 11:30, but I'll hang around for 3 or 4 minutes in case there's any questions. Thank you all for joining, especially those of you who are in lockdown. I hope you're doing okay, and thanks very much for your time.